Tracking, alerting, protecting. This is WKYT News.
Welcome back to WKYT News at 12:30. Barbara Bailey reporting. Bill Bryant has the day off. More violence in the streets of Lexington last night. Another shooting, the 5th in the past 3 days, with a total of 9 victims. And the most recent has died from his wounds after being shot several times while inside a home on Gerald Drive. That's in the Winburn neighborhood. WKYT's Sean Moody is tracking the story. He joins us live now with our top story at 12:30.
Good morning, good afternoon, Barb. Police were out here on Gerald Drive ever since that shooting happened. They cleared out right around 2 o'clock. They're still trying to figure out who shot Thomas Brown while he was sleeping in his bed early this morning. Police said Brown was asleep in bed with his wife when someone fired through a window. They said he was hit 3 or 4 times in his abdomen and legs. His wife wasn't hurt. Brown died at UK Hospital. Detectives were out here for hours collecting evidence. So far, they don't have any kind of a suspect description. They think whoever did this ran away through a backyard because their dogs picked up a scent going toward McCullough. Now, people who live in the area said they don't know the people who live in the house well, but they said they would see Brown and his wife on the front porch talking and would say hello. They hope police solve this crime quickly.
Take it very personal, because I don't want to be out here up in this. That it's nonsensical. Why would you bother somebody else? Why would you go in and do something to somebody that's not bothering you?
Now, police also said there was another man inside the house watching TV at the time. They believe someone fired shots at him as well, but he wasn't hurt. Live in Lexington, Sean Moody, WKYT.
Sean, thank you. Police said they don't have any information on a possible motive for the shooting. Police are also investigating a separate shooting in Lexington that injured 3 people, including a child. It happened just after 10 o'clock last night on Breathitt Avenue. A man, woman, and child were shot while sitting outside a home. Police say a dark-colored SUV drove by the home and fired several shots at the victims, who were sitting on the front porch. Officers say the SUV took off towards Price Road following the shooting. The victims were taken to UK Hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. Now, this is the same neighborhood where 2 shootings happened on Sunday night. And we now know the name of a man killed in Louisville when police say someone attacked him and set him on fire. Investigators identified him as 49-year-old Edward Vinson. They say he was beaten before being set on fire. Police say Vinson was found dead on a sidewalk west of downtown Louisville over the weekend. They have not made any arrests. A man accused of trying to rob someone at gunpoint has been arrested. Lexington police charged Antonio Brooks with several charges, including robbery. They say he pointed a gun at the victim, who refused to comply with his demands. The victim gave police a description of the car, and they caught up to it at Alumni and Yellowstone. Police think Brooks could be related to several other robberies. Lexington police are looking for a group of teenagers who beat up and robbed a young man. Police say the 17-year-old was walking down Red Clover Lane off Spur Road around 2 this morning when he was attacked. His headphones, cell phone, and garage door opener were stolen. The teen was treated for minor injuries. High winds damaged a popular marina yesterday. It happened at a Lake Cumberland dock in Russell County. WKYT's Phil Pendleton is there, and he shows us now what happened.
Well, this is the Alligator 2 Marina, also known as the Indian Hills Resort, and they tell me that this happened just after 3 o'clock yesterday when the storm suddenly came upon them, a mighty rushing wind, and that may be putting it lightly. And they came outside and they saw the damage. One of the canopies here and several of the boats are damaged. They say there is significant damage, and they tell me this could not come at a worse time. This is their busiest time of the year between Memorial Day and the 4th of July, which is actually the busiest holiday period of the year. They say they have a lot of cleanup to do.
We just had a big outburst, downpour rain, and all of a sudden we just heard a big whoof. And it threw a few people out of their seats in here, and I had people crying and carrying on. They said, "What's going on?" I said, "We've got damage."
And the manager here tells me they believe that there could be as much as $700,000 to $800,000 in damages here to repair. They say it'll probably take months to fix all the damage done. In Russell County, Phil Pendleton, WKYT.
Now, despite the damage, the general manager says they are open for business and they can ferry people around the damaged areas. Some scary moments overnight for a driver who flipped his truck on the interstate. The crash shut down I-75 northbound at the 128 in Scott County. Police say the driver crashed his utility truck, which was then hit by a semi that kept going. A Good Samaritan stopped to help when police say a pickup hit the utility truck again and the Good Samaritan's car. The driver of the utility truck was not seriously hurt. The interstate opened back up this morning. Well, hundreds of pigs were killed when a semi overturned on an Ohio highway. 2,200 swine were in the truck when it crashed on US 35 near Dayton. Crews called family and friends to help round up the pigs. The ones that survived were sent to a county fairgrounds. Well, there was joy swirling throughout thoroughbred racing after the victory by American Pharoah at the Belmont Stakes, and also a question: why was the Burger King hanging out with Bob Baffert? Baffert trains the colt that won the Triple Crown, and as American Pharoah thundered to the finish line, the fast food mascot stood with the family: Baffert, his son Bodie, and his wife Jill. It turns out the trainer is a savvy businessman. Sports Illustrated reported that Baffert cut a deal with the burger chain. The sum was undisclosed, but SI reports Baffert had been offered $150,000 at the Preakness. Now, after the Triple Crown victory, the Bafferts pledged $50,000 each to 4 different charities, including Old Friends, the Thoroughbred Retirement Facility, and the Permanently Disabled Jockey Fund. Well, a new massive study looks at the relationship between a parent's age and children with autism. Ebony Williams has details in this Better Living report.
A large new study on autism finds rates are 66% higher among children whose dads are in their 50s compared to children whose dads are in their 20s. Other interesting findings: rates were also significantly higher for children of teen moms compared to moms in their 20s. And the age difference between parents is a factor. Researchers say parents who were born at least a decade apart are at a higher risk of having a child with autism. The Food and Drug Administration is meeting today to decide whether to approve an experimental drug that lowers bad cholesterol. Studies show patients who took a combination of the injectable drug and a statin lowered their cholesterol up to 60%. That's compared to 22% for patients taking a statin alone. And new findings suggest behavior therapy may help patients with chronic insomnia better than drugs. Researchers in Australia say the therapy works because it addresses the anxiety that often causes insomnia. Those are some of the day's top health stories. Ebony Williams, CBS News, New York.